Amount of jobs halved. Squires increase upkeep to knights. Habitability cap, reduced pop growth from Lover's Pox. Squires no longer grant stability of soldier jobs. Impact of knights reduced from 0.5 to 0.2. Base upkeep increasing by 15%. Did these changes kill Knights of the Toxic God? Or is the origin actually balanced? In this video, we're going to try this build again and compare to before all these nerfs to see where Knights of the Toxic God lands in the current meta. Let's get into it. Here is our build, which we have slightly tweaked from last time because you guys left a lot of comments about things I could change up. It's quite similar. Essentially, it all comes down to Knights of the Toxic God origin, which is from the Toxoid Species Pack DLC, which if you don't have it, you can use my link in the description or pinned comment to buy that or any Paradox DLC or game, and you'll give the channel a cutback. Greatly helps out. Essentially, we start with a unique habitat that has Orders Keep, which gives Knight and Squire jobs. Knights turn alloys into unity and research, naval capacity, and spawn defensive armies, and as the quest goes on, we can further improve their output. Squires provide amenities and increase the output of Lord Commander and Knight jobs. We also have that quest and a few policies, as well as an available holding. We do suffer with less pops, but that's going to be fine. The rest of the build is about min-maxing this. Yes. Parliamentary systems, unity at the start of the game helps us get online. We'll switch this out later on. Planetscapers, though, gives resource from jobs, pop growth, pop upkeep reduction, and clear blocker speed. However, for each blocker, we get less resources, pop growth, and upkeep, but once the blockers are gone, this is very strong, and it does apply to the knights. Everything here is about buffing the knights. Egalitarian gives us more faction output, which we have parliamentary, also specialist output for those knights. Xenophobe will allow us to make livestock, which can be very strong, but gives us pop growth as well. We then have spiritualist for monthly unity, but it also gives us access to an edict, which applies to knights, which is very strong. We then have shelled, which reduces housing usage by a lot, so we can cram lots and lots of squires on the habitat. It is capped now, wasn't when I recorded, but that's fine. You're not going to run into that issue too much later in the game. Unruly because we need a -2. This third species portrait gets access to necroid traits, but also, is this fungoid or plantoid? I think it's plantoid, so we can actually put budding, which we're going to cram a lot of pops onto that habitat, so we're going to get even more pop growth because for every 100 pops, we get 0.02 monthly organic pop assembly, which stacks with clone bats. Then have intelligent because it applies to knights, and then brittle because we needed a -3. Our pop energy usage goes up, a bit annoying, as well as luxury housing being nerfed, but squires also provide amenities, so it should be fine. We then have a scientist, Spargo Genius ruler, and biological ship set, so we can spend food to build up stuff because we're not going to have much alloys. We're going to match the settings from the last game, which is faster pop growth and tech and tradition, Grand Admiral mid-game scaling at year 50, I believe, and let's play. So we do start with 2 planets because of the origin, and if we just go to the fortress, you can see it's producing 60 science, 34 unity already. If we look at a specialist here, the knights are producing 17 of each. They're getting more because it's a fortress station, egalitarian, planetscapers, high stability, and spiritualist. We can even get rid of these enforcers. Yeah, and they'll become squires. But you can see the squires here give us planetary defensive armies, job efficiency for knights, but they are giving an upkeep now, which it's going to hurt a little bit, but we're going to try and build around that. We then have job efficiency for Lord Commanders and amenities. You can see we're already minus in alloys. We will need to build that up, but we do actually have a planet here, Spiral Hollow, and this is just kind of functioning as normal. Now, we do not need 7.3 thousand amenities currently, so we're going to disable the Hollow Theatre, even though it has been buffed by proxy of Luxury Residence, now giving 1,000 less amenities, but we will need to get through these 2 blockers so that we can get our buffs back. Something we did as well was actually start as Soul, because apparently the Soul habitat's bigger. Haven't tested this. I might have been lied to, but who knows. Now, grabbing other worlds will be helpful, so there's Continental World there and there. That's the 16, so we'll grab that one and then survey the 12, and immediately we're going to change the crew quarters into Hydra Bay, and we are going to need to jiggle around the economy a little bit. We should probably sell consumer goods, a bit of food, and try and buy some minerals. We also have the quest for the Knights of the Toxic God. You can see it progresses through here. We have a base of 0.4 and then plus 0.1 from night jobs. This has been slowed down drastically, which does suck, especially for us, as we want to get through and finish this as quick as possible, but we could go to different fundings. We could go from regular funding to frugal to save on alloys and energy, or we could go up to generous, which decreases the alloys from jobs by 5% and monthly energy credits by 10, which gives us more unity. I'm going to leave that for a little bit because we do want to clear these blockers so our planet can produce us some nice resources, as we also do need to buy alloys. Yeah, economy, it's going to suck early on. In terms of tech, we want to get the tech buildings as they give huge bonuses early on. We did not get it in engineering, which is annoying. We'll just grab the minerals. And this construction ship can build over the engineering research, because why not? There's something we will want to focus on is getting more and more knights, because it will progress the quest for the toxic god, but we need to sort our economy out first. So let's play, see what happens in the first month. Yeah, we're struggling. Let's sell more consumer goods. We desperately are going to want to get the monument, so our civilians that are here, the 1.2 thousand of them, can start producing trade and unity. That's fine. Since 1 month has passed, we're going to go to government, policies and edicts, then put on veneration of saints for the 20% priest output. This applies to the knights. As you can see, if we come over to them, veneration of saints, 20% to science and unity. That's huge. We can also get rid of enforcers here, I believe. Oh, you're at 24 crime. Maybe not. We'll work half of you. We can also come over to isolationists for 10% unity. And economic policy, we will leave on mixed because we need both consumer goods and alloys, and we are struggling for both right now. We now have our factions. We will promote both. Now, we won't change our faction until we know which one will be bigger, because both want opposing factions. We can get our first tradition. I did go prosperity as the first tradition last time, but I do think mercantile is just better now because we can get trade for the civilians and switch our trade to probably consumer goods and then make alloys on our capital. Unity is not going to be a problem. We're slightly changing the build order to make it even better, hopefully, but we might still be behind. Okay, we have the 400 minerals to buy the monument. We will do that, and I guess we have to stop buying minerals. Our economy is tanking. We can clear this blocker, but it doesn't actually say it's giving negative, so I'm going to save the 1,000 for the impassable mountains. Let's get the trade per civilians. That is going to help a lot. We're now producing 34 trade from our civilians here. It does not apply to the squires, which is a bit annoying, but it would be OP if it did. Now positive trade. Thankfully, we're getting the food online. We're definitely probably going to want to build a city district next, so we can get some more consumer goods and alloys. And let's go adaptive economic policy. I think we desperately just want to switch to consumer benefits. This has also been nerfed. There's now a tax, but it doesn't say in the tool tips for some reason. I think if we do this, we could rush. I am so greedy. I really want to rush the unity, but knights produce us unity. So let's do the consumer goods so that we can switch our economy into alloys on our capital. As you can see, we go from +0 to +9, which means at the start, we're just going to sell them all and buy max alloys, which hopefully means we can afford to buy some minerals. Let's see what the month does, ticking over. We're still minus. Oh dear. And we obviously want to go and survey out with our military ship. I forgot to do that. Benefit to the monument is it is going to give us more trade and unity, which is going to be nice. Let's get 10% more trade. That will apply to civilians down here. And the aim is to be able to support this fortress station to just go absolutely crazy, basically. We're going to need minerals so we can build just unlimited strongholds, but the districts cost alloys, so we need to get the economy going. Let's reduce market fees since we are buying and selling quite a lot. That's going to help a lot. Yeah, we're now positive. We're getting the monument down, which will make our civilians now produce 58 trade, 21 unity, and give some happiness. And we just got a quest reward for minor artifacts. Thank you, my knights. And we're slowly creeping up in trade. We're going to just keep spending that, as well as selling more consumer goods. It is ropey to start with, but it's all for the min-max towards OP-ness. Wait, what? We finish mercantile. We get amenities per traders and more trader jobs. And we get 10% monthly trade, as well as the Trade League Federation type. Since we have a lot of unity, 128 a year and 8 months in, let's go one vision. We can now build in Sirius. We desperately want outposts. We're going to build star bases, which are going to be filled with trade and food, which is going to help that early game economy out. We're now up to 500 minerals. I'm going to build a Say district because it's going to give us some unity jobs as well as alloys and consumer goods, which is everything we need. Let's launch happiness and let's launch 10% unity. We now have Sirius up. Let's go to government policies and edicts and do fortify the border. This lets us have more star bases, but the upgrade speed goes up so we can get them online quicker. And then let's upgrade the star base here. We'll then get ready to build an outfit Centauri. And we can't actually build a colony ship yet because we have no alloys or food. It's fine. We got healthy unity and tech. Next tradition, we're going to go discovery because faith in science does apply the -20% upkeep to knights, which reduces the alloy upkeep of them massively. We want that. What we can also do with the artifacts we got early is do proclaim religious revelation to get 1000 unity. Why not? That will rush us down, get more research alternatives, and get us closer to that upkeep reduction. We can do that again in 10 years. Free unity. Why not? Our starport is now online. Let's build the Hydro Bay. Alloys just suck. I think the next building we're going to build is an alloy foundry, just so we can get 200 alloy jobs. Maybe we should have done that first. We can get the materials workshop here, so we will do that and keep working our way to that research upkeep reduction to save us 20% alloys, and then we can start scaling the knights. Sparkle Genius, yes please. City District is going to come online and we'll just boost up all of our resources nicely. When we can, we're going to build trade here because we get 10% extra, and if we built a solar panel, we're going to get less energy from it because of the nightly quests, so we may as well do trade. Trade from jobs from our governor. Yep, we will do that. Habitable Today, we will just grab the unity because now we can reduce the upkeep by 20% on the knights, which is not huge at the minute. You can see it is applying. And we're saving 1.3 alloys. This is going to add up as we get more and more knights, and we're up to +8 in alloys, so that's just going to help. What we're also going to do is come over to government policy and edict and go to militarized economy for 25% alloys from jobs. I'm just going to build another alloy foundry. I want to fix this alloy issue as soon as possible. We found the artisan troop, but we're not going to spend energy with them yet because we want to clear the block on our capital. We'll grab growth speed. On the habitat, we can build the xenobiological lab, which is going to give +1 society per biologist, which counts as the knight. So this will go up a lot more than our capital. So we don't really want our capital to be 10 in this run. Let's build that here. And then we will build the physics one and then the engineering one. Since trade is okay, we're going to just buy some energy as well. I really want to clear the blocker. We're up to +18 alloys now. Maybe we do not need the alloy foundry here. We don't need loads and loads of alloys. It's fine, actually. We'll do that because then we can stop buying them to get more minerals. So we can build out stuff like building more star bases and upgrading the trade hubs. And of course, eventually we're going to want to change to generous funding. I might also just change this energy to trade once we get the 100 we needed. Oh, and we might have got our leader killed. Oops, that's fine. They're replaceable. Here we now have the energy to clear this block up, and we have finished discovery already. 10% research speed. I'm going to now grab tech ascendancy, which they have changed. We can do research focus policies. We should go look at that. We also have the nightly duties. All this does is either give survey speed and anomaly discovery chance, home territory fire rate, ship fire rate, or country knights can get diplomatic weight. The quest will benefit from it. That's what we want, so we'll stay that. And then the research focus, we can just stay on general studies for each, which will give 10% to those. But if we go down in one of these options, it gives more chance to them and 10% just to that field. We're not really rushing anything in particular, so we're just going to stay on general studies to get the 10%. But it could help if you wanted to rush certain technologies. We can afford a colony ship. We should build a colony ship. Other planets will help. And you can see we did get biologist jobs, which we will keep working. But our society is now producing more society, which is really nice. And then we wanted to build the field dynamic center. Keep that tech going, keep the unity going. And what one, oh dear, we have a faction that is very sad. There's only 532 there, so we don't really care. You want benevolent subjugation policy and you're our biggest one, so we will switch subjugation water terms to that. They'll just like us more, give us more unity. You want to ban robots? We can ban robots. I'm not going to be using them. That'll help them a little bit, go up to 40%. On representation of the council as well. Many xenophobes. There are no spiritualists. Sorry, my friends. Let's get more unity. I've ruined a mega shipyard. In the last time I did this, I got a, what was it? Dyson? It was a matter decompressor, I think. Maybe Knights the Toxic God is just lucky. Maybe you get a mega structure near you every time you do that. We just keep building up the trade. Now, our economy, thriving. Let's do generous funding now, just so we can progress faster. We get more unity as well. And we'll wait for the month to tick to then fix what I've done. Nothing really bad happened. You can stop buying 10 alloys. Let's buy max minerals. And now is where we're just going to want to keep spamming knights. So let's build an Order's Demise. Actually, no. I probably should build Stronghold first because I need alloys to make a second colony ship, which we do have the alloys for. We are going to want to expand with the alloys too. We need to be a little bit careful with the alloys. Even though we're biological ships, it'll help a little bit to save them. Let's stop selling so many consumer goods so we can get a bit of consumer goods going. And next tradition. I'm now going to go prosperity so we can lower the cost for things. That's going to help so much. Maybe I should have gone that second instead. You live and you learn. I'm actually just going to build the district out of alloys because our alloys are fine. The whole rant that I didn't matter. Our capital's in a weird space right now because I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Let's just get a mineral going. That will help. To be fair, I'm going to blow some energy so we can clear the last blocker here because I don't know if it's affecting our pop growth and stuff. Yeah, we just want to keep building now. Get as many knights as we can, and they are going to be sad. We might need a hollow theater. I haven't built one of these in ages. Let's lower infrastructure build cost. Clone vats is huge this early. We're going to need food jobs then. More demise. And someone did let me know that we probably should build a district of each of these because we'll get the building slots, which means we can move research buildings into these because we can make them the research versions. It makes sense. Don't worry. Yeah, we're going to need a holo theater until we get more squires. Because we're working loads of jobs, we're losing out on the squires, which are giving the amenities. Hence, it then dies. You can get that off a colony ship. And yeah, we're not even at quest 2, which is the big issue because that scales this incredibly because you can select the options. And I've just ran another military ship to their death. Oh dear. I don't even have a spiritualist guy here. We're going to stop exploring now. I'm happy with our choke pointed system. We'll get Algora and Dradim and then we'll laugh them. There is a continental world here though. We don't need it though. We'll slowly get to it. I believe we do want to get a scientist on here as well to get a level 2 scientist because their buffs will also apply to the knights and we can get more unity from jobs from him. Yes. So you can see all of these buffs just going now. Governor's skill is applying for tech. We now have more than enough amenities. Now for colony, let's look what they're good for. This looks like a good minerals / alloys or consumer goods. Oh, this also does look good for that too. Probably better. We could just make this alloys though, or consumer goods. Let's make this consumer goods. And I do think having a luxury residence just at the start is good because it means we don't have to work colonists for the amenities, you know? Bone vats are now online. We desperately are going to want those, especially on the habitat, because that's just going to get us loads of squires and pops to work all these nice jobs. Now, comparing to when we did it earlier, we have 2 more planets, we have slightly less energy, more minerals, more food, more consumer goods, more alloys, not as much trade, but we are buying and selling, more unity, and 48 less tech. But I think that's mainly because I haven't got the materials workshop and we are building here. We've been slower on the order though. We're at 0.9 progress and we're only at 0.7 and it looks like we're double progressed through. So early game, it started off similar, but we haven't got to the scaling yet, which we'll probably be behind in. We'll keep going. The clone vats are starting to come out. More pops. And we're just spamming the order demise district. I think we now want to save the remaining 3 slots for these. Prosperity is now done. We're obviously going to go biomorphosis as bioascension's very good. Mutation has been nerfed because you won't get the full impact unless you go full mutation, but it's still good because we'll get habitability. We'll get more job efficiency for going over the habitability. It's good. We still haven't done our first quest. We also need to build the genomic labs. I just do not have minerals. It's very annoying. I actually think for now, we want to spam order tools. We don't care about the building slots too much. We don't actually have a unified field theory yet, which means we can't do the research support in the habitat, which means we can't move the building there. And in the astro mining, we just need knights. We just finally send our knight out. Huzzah. We're going to save our unity for biomorphosis when it's done. We're at 0.8. We're slowly climbing. I do kind of want to replace the whole theater with a genomic research facility though. Okay, we get our first potential buff. Now, do unity or science? Each increases the upkeep by 15%. We're obviously doing the science because we'll go from 75 of each to 112. And the upkeep really didn't affect us too much. Maybe the consumer goods a little bit. We can actually start clearing blockers on these new planets too, so we can get rid of the debuffs. That isn't so nice. 468 science and 258 unities are also very nice. If we find someone, I'm definitely going to improve relations because we could form a trade league, which will give us unity consumer goods. Then we're going to go for purity because we'll get pop growth speed per genomic researchers. And let's add biosize from pops. We do need to research gene tailoring to progress. Now we are lacking 4 amenities. That is annoying. I think we did need to get a research district so we can move the buildings over. Let's do that. Then we can build a holo theater or something. Gene tailoring can be researched. Arc furnaces. Nice. We did also get Dyson spheres, which we can start building on our capital. Yeah, let's get rid of biological lab and move it over. I will do a medical center instead because it gives us more genomic researcher jobs. Can also expand the council. Let's do worker pop outputs. Can also build an arc furnace because we went Sol. We have a 20 on our capital. That is huge. And I'm going to go for the orbital habitats now because we can expand the habitat. We desperately need that for more knights. We want to progress. Then we're going to do a purity on our last one for even more pop growth. Goes crazy. You can see we can build the science buildings in these building slots now as well. We can get 20% researcher upkeep reduction again, which is insane because it applies to the knights. And our refineries have been nerfed a lot. They're 0.25 instead of 1, but we still want to build them. Upgrade the swarm, upgrade the arc furnace. I'm going to give these guys some exotic gases. They like me more because they are harming relations. Please stop. Let's be friends. Non-aggression. Embassy. Research into density is huge. Habitats can be upgraded. Wait, am I done? There's no decision. I can't upgrade the capital, and we got no size. Okay, we're gonna go purity now. We get that habitability buff. We get the empire size reduction. Purge thing we don't really care about. We can change our pops. We didn't actually get enough unity to finish it, but we're 1 month away. There we go. Purity is now done. Change the authority. We don't actually want that. We're going to change it in the future. I remember now. We want Voidborn. That gives us huge buffs. Less habitat build cost, district cost, more max districts per minus celestial bodies, jobs from habitat districts, 50%, advanced housing buildings, habitat expansion tech. Okay, that's what we wanted. Yeah, let's build these and then max. We also killed our exotic gases, so we're building an exotic gas refinery. And now we want to do some species trait stuff. Habitat's at 110, so we're getting +2 job efficiency. We want to try and get that up a bit. Let's get rid of intelligent first, or erudite, because that gives 30% of the research jobs. Fertile's also good. We can really reduce housing usage. Genetic memory could be good for 25%. Habitability, is there anything that gives better? Exotic metabolism's good. Habitability and pop growth, but the exotic gas upkeep's scary. But I'm greedy as anything. I'm going to pick it. We will fix it. We have more picks. So let's get rid of the amenity usage. Let's do pop growth during War and Crisis because we don't need that at the minute. We can change it off and get rid of unruly. We do have an extra pick though. To say we did keep brittle, we could do a +1. Traditional does apply to the knights. I think that's worth it. We get rid of the empire size. We'll then set you as default and make you integrate so we don't waste tech. Moving you all. And what we want probably is to change our capital into a bit of consumer goods and then put exotic gases here. You're up to 1k tech. We actually need gases crystal motes here too because we're not producing that many. To the knights, we can increase unity, we can increase tech, or we can reduce a blocker. No, we're going for the research because we go from 400 from society, 276 from the others. We do need to upgrade the other buildings to like over double. And we have a storm coming in that's giving priest output 50%. Does that apply here? From storm 50% to tech unity. Oh my gosh. That's pretty good. I thought I could put tech on this reactor district. I can't. Can we put tech buildings on those though? I don't think we can. We have one here. No. Okay, so that was a waste. Yeah, these are not good. Civic slot, yes. We're gonna go supremacy because if we find someone else, we can go raid them, take their pops for livestock to get food. Not that really need to, it just helps us defend ourselves, I guess. Crop growth speed, yes. Redo our civics. We can get rid of parliamentary systems now. Grab crowdsourcing for science from our factions. Scale even more, we could go meritocracy for specialist output. We also want to switch over to oligarch because it gives job efficiency per traits. However, genetic identification, I believe, does apply the society research to priests, so we'll go with that. This does mean we are up to 2k tech, 30 almost years in. The rare resource change is tough. You can't just spam, you actually need to look at what's going on. Try and balance it. Let's go for habitat expansion. We can get another orders hall, which is going to make our knights go crazy. We're spamming lots of order demise. We want to get the quest really going. We're in stage 3 at the minute. Tech's good, so else I have to put automation on. We have about the same energy, minerals, we have more food, we have more consumer goods, we have way more alloys, more trade, less strategic resources, but that's a different nerf. We do have less unity, but we have far more science. But the quest looks to be progressing a lot quicker, and I'm at 1.6 compared to 1.3 here. So it's still good to be a 30, to be fair. Like, I'm doing better, maybe because the build and I'm better at 4.0 than 2 months ago. Have not really felt the nerfs too much yet. Let's keep it going. You know what's so annoying is I can't get positive strategic resources. The life of me. Another orders hall is online. The knights will flow. This just makes the tech up to 3k. Oh my gosh. More strongholds. And I need to upgrade these. My game just crashed when I selected a leader trait. Did not crash that time, luckily. 200 more night jobs, but less pop growth and resources for 10 years. Oh, we can pay unity for even better. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. More knights. You don't even have the max knights here. Oh no, there's a Devang Swarm Wilderness on our border. Ugh, I guess I'll make ships. What better way by making empty one and then let them grow up. I guess we don't need to make this one empty. They can fight the tier 2s. We'll just make them all. Oh, these rare resources are a pain. I've got the production of them on every planet and we still are negative. Oh no, I made them without a relay, which I think makes it so they can't link, and we're under attack by parasites. Well, I'm glad we started making ships, but they're empty. We need some mature maulers. How am I this negative? What it. They have 10k of void worms here as well, killing me. Get more night jobs. We cannot afford upgrades to things. I don't like how bad this nerf is to rare resources. We gotta downgrade our science buildings. This is too much. We're positive now. How are we meant to afford that? I guess it's because we have so many damn knights. Okay, at 40 years in, our energy is better. Our minerals is the same. Food is about the same. Consumer goods, I don't know how it's that negative. Alloys is way better. Trade's worse. Unity's worse, but we do have 5k tech and have 4k there. So we're still ahead. Toxic Quest is like halfway done for us, but it's over halfway. And we're 0.8 behind on the progress, so it is just slowly catching up. Yeah, we just lost loads of hops because of these void worms. I'm trying to build to defend, but it's not happening. I have messed up by not building a fleet early enough because I got lazy. I'm going to argue engineers in the hope that we get the rare resource building. We're gonna have to fully convert into civilian industry and go to civilian economy because our pops are all dying. Consumer goods. This hurts. I think we have to go kill because if we lose this planet, it's not good. We're 10k. Do we have time? We can quickly put on our rare resources. We can do the crystal ones for free. We'll do them all. It should be fine. We can buy gases. They need to die right now. We better win. Oh yeah, we stomp them. So annoying. Our factory world will hopefully get repopulated relatively quickly. Let's allow resettlement. Do we have civilians? Yes. Let's repopulate. That was so dumb. I'm gonna go domination because we can get worker pop output, which I think applies to the squires. We have the moats to upgrade our strongholds. We will do so. More knights. We're producing a ridiculous amount of tech. We're up to 6k now. Just need to keep moving civilians over. I might even move a few squires over. We can fix a lot of stuff with that. There we go. Consumer goods are fixed. Did someone say more tech? I heard someone say more tech. What are we even at? Just an absurd amount goes to an absurd amount, essentially. 7k tech. I forgot to do research subsidies. That would help. Okay, we cannot afford that. Now we have so much rare resource. I'm so confused. Let's try and upgrade these because I need more tech. Obviously, 7k is not enough. Yeah, our pops now grow very quickly too. Every month we'll get over 100. Old system, that's +1. See, where's my modes gone? I don't understand. Like, these are just too expensive to upkeep. But the upgrade to the alloys doesn't have a moat upkeep, it's energy. And the more we have, the more rare resources we have. So we have to do those. What is happening? What is my economy? I don't know what's happening. 4.0.22 has confused me. I have 400 consumer goods. I'm in repeatables, though. I do have 11k tech, though. I have no trade. How? Because of the up... What is going on? Yeah, planetary deficits is where my trade is tanking. Hear me out. We put the trade policy back to wealth creation. No, that doesn't make more trade. Well, it stops us getting taxed. What? I don't know. Yeah, this deficit's killing us. So we have to downgrade. That's just... We were just not allowed to upgrade labs anymore. Oh, now we have 116 exotic gases. What on earth have they done? I have a plan. We get rid of genetic identification and we go masterful crafters so we get trade from consumer goods because we have so many damn consumer goods because of course we do. Now we produce a lot of trade and a lot of consumer goods. Can we please upgrade this? Oh, we can breed with the thing. Take it. No, depart with a kiss. Yeah, pop growth 15%. This has moat upkeep. We're at plus 45 moats. We've got down to -8. Well, anyway, we're at year 51 where we just finished the Knights quest. We haven't finished it yet. Honestly, we're not that far behind. We have 1k less tech, and that's mainly because of these changes, the moats, and rare resources. Our economy, similar-ish. I think I went and got a vassal. So before the end, I am going to go get a vassal. We'll upgrade first. It turns out they're all in alliances. Why do civilian industries have a crystal upkeep for upgrading, but alloys do not? So we want to just build alloys then to get more rare resources. Oh my gosh, this is actually insane. Enhanced recycling. We need that. Minus 15% upkeep on building a district strategic resource cost. That will help. Let's see if this helps. We're minus 30 to -1 and plus 72. It's the building, not the jobs, and that's our main upkeep. Never mind. Oh, we've actually finished. Legend has returned. 20% unity for 8 years. We do have quests for the toxic god. I don't think we actually got anything when we defeated it, just the ability to build more habitats. So we completed it only 3 years after. So by year 56, we did have 16,000 tech and 2,000 unity, and we had like 2.4k workers on here, but we have more knights. It's just the fact we can't upgrade these. But what I'm going to do is completely crash the economy and move as many people over like I did at the end of the last one. What got me to 36,000 tech, so let's see if we can get close. Time to kill the economy, my friends. We did kill the economy, and it's only up to 19,000. The nerfs. Big sad on the nerfs, but it's still very, very strong, and honestly, the nerfs didn't really touch it too much. The biggest annoyance is the stupid rare resources. That's going to affect all the builds. I don't know the best way to get rare resources now. There's no like district for it. It's not like we could have built any here. That was annoying. If you enjoyed this video, watch this video where I break Stellaris by rushing down biomorphoses as quickly as possible. It's insane.
Click it now.